Welcome back to Bloodshed Breakdown, where we dive deep into the bloodiest, most spine-chilling horror films out there. I'm your host, Alex Rivers, and today, we're tackling Founders Day, a slasher film set in the small town of Trenton Hollow, where a killer is picking off townspeople one by one during the annual Founders Day celebration. But there's more to this film than just a masked killer. Let's break it down and get into what really makes this movie stand out. First off, the setting. Trenton Hollow is your typical small town, but the way the filmmakers use its history is so effective. The town's rich past full of secrets and untold stories becomes its biggest curse. The Founders Day celebration, which should be a day of joy, instead becomes the perfect setting for a slasher to unfold. You really get the feeling that the town is trapped by its own traditions and dark history. The killer isn't just after random victims. They're after revenge, and the past plays a huge role in that. Next up, let's talk about the characters. Specifically, our lead, Emma. She's not your typical final girl. She's got a deep connection to the town's founding family. And her past with the sheriff adds a lot of tension to her arc. She's not just trying to survive. She's also trying to make sense of her past and put things right. Her journey really mirrors the bigger theme of the movie that you can't escape your history, no matter how hard you try. And then you've got the rest of the townspeople, each one hiding secrets. The film does a great job of making you question everyone's motives. Are they all just innocent bystanders, or do they have something to do with the killings? Now, let's talk about the killer. Founders Day does something interesting here. The killer's motivations are tied directly to the town's history. This isn't just some random spree killer. No, this is revenge for something that happened during a past Founders Day celebration. The killer's anger feels justified, at least, in their mind. The town's refusal to acknowledge its past creates this perfect storm, and the killer is there to bring it all crashing down. It's a revenge story that's both tragic and terrifying. The film makes you question whether the town kind of deserves what's coming. Of course, we can't talk about a slasher without mentioning the kills, and Founders Day doesn't hold back. There are some brutal deaths, but what I love is how creative they get with them. Take the parade float, sign so much tension. And when it hits, it's a brutal surprise. The gore isn't just there for shock value. It's tied to the story. Every kill has a purpose. It's not just about the gore. It's about sending a message. The film finds ways to keep you on the edge of your seat, never quite knowing when the next victim will be chosen. Before we wrap up, let's talk about the underlying themes of Founders Day. At its core, it's about how the past shapes the present. The town can't escape its history, and neither can Emma. The killer's actions reflect this idea how the past comes back to haunt those who thought they could bury it. It's a stark reminder that you can't outrun your own history, and trying to do so often leads to terrible consequences. In that sense, Founders Day is more than just a slasherette, as a commentary on how we all connected to the past, for better or for worse. So, that's it for today's deep dive into Founders Day. It's a slasher with a lot of depth and a chilling exploration of revenge, history, and the consequences of trying to hide from the past. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. Thanks for joining me on Bloodshed Breakdown. I'll be back next week with another horror classic to dissect. Until then, stay safe out there because, in horror, the past is never really dead.